Hey all, welcome to ShareTrekc. This is Raj here. Friends, today it's going to be more of a trading view because after a very long time, I'm seeing a situation where all our genomic shares are in the green. So let's rejoice a little bit. Let's take a quick look at what's happening to our shares and to the market in general. Let's get started. Well, here we are in the TradingView platform looking at the QQQ chart. Each of the candle is a one-day candle, and we have a wonderful support out here at 365.87. And the day ended with QQQ at 367.71. So we are looking pretty good overall. And I think at this point of time, everybody is bullish because the employment numbers as well as dovish Fed, all of this makes it feel like things are going to be better going forward, that we'll have a Goldilocks situation where we won't get into a recession, but at the same time things won't be getting too bad. In other words, I think the market is thinking that bad news is good news as long as it is not too bad, and we are in that very beautiful zone at this point of time. And with bond yields falling, people are moving back that money into equities. So at any point of time, if there is an inflationary news item, then you should see shares dropping again. So a covered call to safeguard some of the profits would be probably a good strategy. With that said, I'm going to look at the VIX, which has also dropped very nicely to 14, which is a very, very good level to be in. So swing trades can be attempted, and things are going to look good out here. Now let us go to genomics without further ado. And it has climbed almost 20% today and settled at a gain of 18.21 because they came up with a surprise of EPS by 4.36% above expectation, which means instead of making a loss of 57 cents, they ended up making a loss of just 55 cents. So that was a big positive. Regardless of whatever happens with revenue, EPS is more important. So they are rewarded for that. And also they had a revenue surprise of around 44%. They seem to have a cash runway which would last them until the third quarter of 2025. So they are looking pretty decent. They have around, I think, 480 or $500 million in cash in their books. So momentum is absolutely high, and there is still a little way for the RSS to become overheated. MACD is absolutely bullish, and they got stopped by the resistance at 8.38. We'll have to see if the animal spirits continue in the market, then they would break that as well and convert that into a support. So they are just trying to break out of a bear channel. So we'll have to watch out what happens going forward. Fortunately, there is not a pronounced gap up, so it's a good thing. Next, let us look at Allogen, which was up 17.85%. And the solution to this puzzle, why it has gone up, is with again with the revenue. The revenue surprised by 28.78%. So instead of making a loss of around 51 cents, they ended up making a loss of around 0.37 cents. And that is a very significant EPS beat. So I think the market has taken it very well. They also bet revenue significantly, so they came up. Unfortunately, I sold Allogen. I got very worried because the share price had gone very low, so I made a lot of loss there. I think I lost around 65% of value with Allogen. But anyway, it was my decision. So we all make mistakes. I did make some mistakes, but even with this, I wouldn't have recovered my losses. But at least I would have had the opportunity to narrow my losses and probably enter on some covered calls to save these gains. No point crying over spilt milk. Let us look at the next one, which is IMTX. IMATX has done very well. And I think they have got their earnings coming up somewhere around 15th of November. So I don't think there is any good news out here. The news was 2 days ago. So basically it's responding to the Fed and the employment report. So it's lifting all the boards. Beam, of course, had a good news. some time back along with Verve. So it's continuing its upward trajectory out there, gained 14.23%. Bluebird is doing extremely well because we are approaching the PDUFA date and the fact that CRISPR has already had its AdCom, so things are starting to get real now. And I have placed a placed the order to sell covered calls for Bluebird with a strike price of $5, and I'm asking around 45 cents for that. So put a open order, so it'll be open until somebody buys it. So I'll review it on a regular basis. I think that Bluebird can touch at least $5 by the time we go to December. And then we look at Caribou Biosciences. It has gained 12.92%. Verve has gained 11.84%. So this is a really good gain. It's a very fast gain. And RSI has become overbought, so it has to consolidate before it moves up. We also see a golden cross forming here with the 9-day exponential moving average crossing over the 20-day exponential moving average. It's a very bullish sign. And then PSEB, despite falling after the earnings, which was really good, it has started picking up. It has converted the 9-day exponential moving average into a support. And once it breaks the 20-day exponential moving average into a support, we'll get into a position to get a golden cross for this share as well. And that would be bullish. It's also responding to the improving economic situation. CRISPR is up 10.43%. Of course, AdCom went well, but there is still this question of extra data needed. So if that question was not there, I think we would have seen CRISPR gain even more. But right now, all the exponential moving averages are supporting the price of CRISPR. It's absolutely bullish. It needs to consolidate a little bit. It's almost close to overbought in RSI. So I'll be a bit cautious out here. Intelia was up 8.6%, and then ARCG has started improving. I have ARCG and it's under tremendous loss, so I'm really happy to see a healthy gain of around 1.71% and 7%. And then we have DNA improving by 6.45%. I think DNA can go all the way up to $2.5 or $3. I'm going to wait for it to happen. It's got to develop its first golden cross probably next week. It's looking pretty healthy, plenty of room to go up, above average momentum, MACD bullish. I'm happy I have the DNA shares. I'm holding on to it. Bano is up 5.37%. I still feel Bano is a bit dodgy. We have to be careful with that one. Illumina is up 4.15%. I think it should have gained more, but people need to develop confidence on the management. They have to see the Grail issues resolved, and then things will improve. Invitae was up 0.81%. Gilead was up 0.44%. Serpa was up 0.32%. And friends, I want to talk to you about a new candidate, Moderna. Because Moderna has had a big setback. It had a huge setback because they announced that their COVID vaccine balance, unsold stock, caused them huge losses. So they fell down drastically. We are a bit late in grabbing this one, but I think Moderna holds a lot of promise. So I'm going to start watching Moderna, and I'll potentially add it into our watch list. It's been on a bear channel. It has been falling since the COVID epidemic got over. But I think it has got a lot of juice in it. So I'm going to do a in-depth look at mRNA. Probably I'll ask Sandeep also. I'll request Sandeep if he could take a look at mRNA for fundamentals, and we'll do it on one of the Mondays and initiate coverage of mRNA. That's what I'm thinking. Well, friends, that's all for now. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye for now.